All right. I
Oh
want to
boy.
talk about quarter zip movement. I should have put my quarter zip on
Oh God, no.
and get some matcha because that's what it is. Let's hip the people to the quarter zip movement. To all the people that don't know, there's been a whole movement of young kids putting on,
YNs.
say it again,
YNs.
YNs. YNs putting on um quarter zips to look more professional, to be a performative male. It was kind of a joke at first, and then it became something a little bit else.
As
Let's
opposed
watch
to as opposed to Nike
Nike
sport tech
text. Yeah.
We
sportswear.
don't do Nike tag.
It's the original
We
video.
don't do coffee. It's straight quarter zips and matches around here.
You don't do Nike text, you don't do coffee, you drink matchas and wear quarter zips, gang. You don't do those type of stuff no more. And I go to school now and I read books, bro. And I go to the library. I don't do those activities no more.
Rule number one, as soon as you put on a quarter zip, you become an elitist. Any man that doesn't have one next to you is a peasant, respectfully speaking.
I just saw a white man comment, the quarter zip movement is doing more for the black community than the Black Lives Matter movement ever could. And I would just like to take this time to remind y'all that respectability politics will never save the black community.
I'm telling you.
Okay. Let's talk about that. And that's where it went. That's where it went. It went to the point where I'm seeing videos of people talking about respectability politics. You got black niggas in suits going, y'all shouldn't have what.
Just to make sure everybody is on the same page, when we're talking about respectability politics, we're talking about black people purposefully doing things that are meant to win over white people, that are meant to show us I'm not like other black people. I'm more respectable. I'm more nice. I speak the king's English. I wear nice clothes. I play golf. I comport myself in a certain way. So the idea is that if I behave in a certain way, then I will overcome racism. Then I will not be pulled down by anti-black racism, because they will see I am different than the other Negroes.
I'm assimilating.
Yes, I'm assimilated. My name is Jack, not Tyrone, not Toure. I wear quarter zips and nice button-ups and nuts.
Why did they pick quarter zips though? This is fucking hilarious. Like finance bro type vibes.
Yeah,
like,
I'm torn between it is definitely respectability politics. And they're saying that, and the notion that we will be liked and respected more by white people.
No, but it's a joke. Here's the thing. It started off as a joke and a performative male type of thing and more of a fun thing, but it's just clothes.
But it's real.
No, because it's became a real thing, but it's not really, hey, now the respectability politics thing came when people started inserting that concept into the discussion, because someone said, oh, I ain't doing Nike text. I got this on. I'm drinking matcha. I'm getting educated. I'm bettering myself. And then you've converted that to, oh, you're doing this for white people. Like someone's came in there.
I didn't. Somebody in the video.
No, I don't mean you. I don't mean you specifically. I'm talking about the person who first commented that this is respectability politics. I saw one girl say it and saying, it's like, I don't like this. You guys are trying to be white, blah, blah, blah. They said nothing about race.
You don't have to say it overtly. If there does seem to be a discussion of we are more mature now because we're doing these things. One of the things that gets pointed out was not just the Nike tech, which is clearly a hood marker, right? Like, I love my Nike tech jacket, but like, you know what they're signifying. But they also said the shiesty, right? Which clearly suggests hood, right? That more than the Nike tech says to the world, beware of that Negro, right? Not to you, but like, you walked around wearing that, you go in the bodega or whatever, wearing that, niggas is tensing up.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is about the idea of the response to it and pushing it into that space is what creates this conversation. Just someone making a video, just like a skit, if it's Drewski or anybody else saying that, yo, we don't do Nike text, we do this over there, and saying that you've elevated yourself in some way like that. That's a joke. It turned into something more.
But I
is
think
what I'm trying to say. And
I think I could see where the original couple of posters were making a joke and maybe responding to the performative male conversation that's been going around a lot the last couple of months.
yeah,
But it has gone beyond that
it has.
into a genuine like and I'm torn between, is this respectability politics, to which a large extent it is, but
I don't
there is
think so.
also a movement that tends to happen when you hit 27, 28, that people are saying, hey, let's dress up. I remember Puffy said that to us when we were in our late 20s. He's like,
Jay-Z,
let's
button
dress
up.
up. Right, Jay-Z, button up. So, I mean, there is generally somebody who will come along when you get to be a young man, 27, 28, 29 years old, who will try to tell you, hey, if you dress up, this will be better for you. You know, now you can dress up in ways that, like, I didn't feel like Puff and Jay with Button Up were talking about respectability politics. I think they're that young men need a nudge to move from young men to, let's say, grown men, right? They need somebody, be it an older man or a woman, who's like, come on, step your game up, you know? And then they're like, oh, okay. And they'll do it. And they'll figure it out. Some of them figure it out, some of them later, then some of them earlier. So, I mean, like, I'm between like 6, 7. Like, is it like natural evolution? Or
No, but
like,
it's natural. First of all, yes, I agree with that whole natural evolution part. But let's also think about it in this way: we are in a whole different age where if a style or trend is going to happen, where does it start? Where does it happen? It happens on the fucking internet. So these kids,
Sure.
someone did this, and just how 6, 7, I was like, and then it turns in like a joke, kind of turns into something real. That's the same way like 6, 7 or any trend that happens right now, where it might be a little bit of a joke or something like that. Then people start applying different messages and meanings to that thing. And I think that's what happened with this quarter zip movement, which is hilarious. And people, where it's like, if these young guys want to promote a certain different style or whatever of dress, there's no difference between a Nike Tech and a tie and a jacket if we're trying to say it's not respectability politics. So we can't say you want to wear this, you're trying to be white. That I think is an improper thing to say, that you guys are trying to be white because you're trying to do these things. That to me is being reinforcing respectability politics.
I think trying to be white is lacks a bit of nuance. I think trying to be palatable to white people, right? You're not trying to be white. I think for the most part, Black people are never trying to be white, but there are moments when we are trying to be palatable to white people. And
I feel you. I feel like that's almost the one and the same, but I got you.
No, I mean, like,
how when people talk about it, I'm talking about
trying
when
to embody whiteness is evil, right? And we would, like, you know, that then you're getting into like Candace Owens, Clarence Thomas type territory, right? But like just trying to be acceptable to white people, palatable to white people. I'm the Negro who goes down easy. I'm never.
Is that respectable politics when you're trying to be palatable?
Yes.
Or,
yes. I mean, you have to remember that one of the greatest fears of white people is being made to feel like you are racist, right? They never want to feel like they are racist. They may or may not say or do racist things, but they don't want to feel like they are racist, right? So as a Black person, to really get into deep white spaces, like professional white spaces, and really insinuate yourself, like you become that middle manager or whatever, who's able to stay at the company for 10 years or whatever. It's not that you don't say, hey, Bob, that was racist. It's that Bob knows you would never say that. You know what I mean? It's a higher bar. It's like, you know what I mean? The way that I comport myself, Bob knows I would never say, hey, Bob, you know what I mean? Like he
No, no,
knows.
yeah, you wouldn't challenge the status quo because you fully presented yourself as an assimilated
Yes.
being, and I hear that. I just want to know, let me delete the idea of trying to be white, but I'm just saying, like, the same thing as trying to be palatable to white people. Would you say Jay-Z was when he told you to button up a shirt?
No,
Why
I
not?
don't. I don't. You know, it's something in the intention. I don't feel like Puff when he was saying, you know, let's be more dressy for, I believe it was 96. I think he was pushing that. I didn't feel a respectability politics aspect to them, and which is why I'm saying I do also see the young man, because I mark sociologically, you become an adult at 25. And that's when the prefrontal cortex is done fusing. So before that, before 25, you know, long-term planning, you know, these, you know, impulse control, it's a little bit harder. After 25, it's much easier because the prefrontal cortex. So sociologically, you really don't become an adult till 25. So when you get to be 26, 27, you're starting, you know, you and others your age are starting to feel like maybe there's something more. Maybe we should dress better. So there's nothing wrong with that you have finally become an adult. You're starting to flex what it means to be an adult. And you're like, well, let's dress in a more classy and respectable way. Fine. I don't have a problem with that. And I think there's a natural evolution of the way we dress. When you are, you know, let's say 25, the silhouette would probably normally be baggy, right? Like most younger guys want baggier clothes. By
Depends
the
on what
time you get to,
generation and what time period. Because my millennial generation, we had skinny jeans and shit.
you did have skinny jeans. You still had bigger. You still had hoodies. You still had, as opposed to a 35-year-old man, right, who is doing a more classic silhouette where he's not looking big and boxy or tight with a skinny jean, right? Like, so, you know, you're experimenting more with proportion, either bigger or smaller. As you get older, you stop doing that, right?
He's more standardized.
Yes. So I mean, like,
to society.
That is part of it, but I do also see the respectability politics aspect of this.
I think that's something that people placed on it, okay, because here's another thing. Another way that started with those two guys, they happened to actually kind of dress that way too, right? And then someone commented saying that, or made another video, I believe, saying that, like, I didn't know there was actually black people that moved and looked like this. And they were like, nah, we different. So think about that perspective. Say this kid is wearing, he's going to work. He's in New York, he's working somewhere, and he's got this freaking quarter zip on, which the name quarter zip is amazing anyways, by the way. That's such a New York thing. This could be like, yeah, I got this quarter zip.
Quarter of the sweater.
100%, but the communicate it in that way is amazing.
I was wanted a full zip.
Yeah.
To me, that was the ne plus ultra. Can I get a sweater that zips all the way down? That was the shit to me.
I grew out of
I feel my shoulders are like, I feel so stressed in the quarter zip. I'm a fucking nerd.
I used to have hoodies that were all, I don't like zips at all now. It's like, that's a jacket. Like, why am I wearing I want buttons. I'm a man. Give me buttons.
Buttons are definitely cooler. Although a cardigan, see, like, you couldn't do this with a cardigan because that would be so Mr. Rogers and so white that it would be obvious that either you're mocking yourself or you're deep into respectability
politics. A bunch of niggas with cardigans and looking like Tyler the Creator. Like, that's another thing.
But they're purposefully doing that. They're making a fashion statement and they're embracing the, let's say, softness that is imbued by a cardigan. The quarter zip is so, it's like a cousin of the Patagonia vest. You know what I mean? Like, you'll see a lot of them in the finance, in the finance area. You know, guys are like in a Fortune 500 context. If you're going to Goldman Sachs, like, put that on, you're like, I'm good. You know,
I got this quarter zip. But let me get back to that story about the guy. He was responding to the idea that yeah, I'm still me. I'm still black. I do this with the quarter zips, and then that kind of is what was the catalyst of that. So think about the genesis of this whole thing is someone saying that, oh, I didn't know there was niggas who dress like that. That's crazy to say. Niggas can dress however the fuck they want.
No,
like,
you can, but like what is the intention, especially when you're doing it on TikTok, trying to make a public point? And when he says, see, here's the dividing line for me. When he says, I'm different, right? Or the vibe is, I'm different. Are you saying I'm different than 25-year-old boys? I'm a man, right? Which is what Jay-Z was saying with Button
kind
Up.
of the point.
Or are you saying I'm different than those other Negroes who are coming at you in Nike Tech and Shiesties and, you know, that shit?
The whole
like, who are you
ploy,
different than? That's what I want to know.
That's not it. The whole ploy was YN saying that they don't do this anymore. So you're talking about the niggas that you're saying are hood or looking in this way are saying that they are voluntary changing. The whole comedic plot and punchline was that, oh, the CIA's fucking punching themselves right now because the CIA is trying to destroy the black community, but look at the black community evolving or some shit like that. That was the whole joke about it. That is like, oh, we ain't hood no more, we're doing this or whatever like that. The concept, they said we ain't hood no more, we don't steal shit no more, we don't, that was a joke that we don't do these crimes, we do this right now. And then someone says, oh, that's respectability politics. It's like, I hear where you're saying where you're going teetering on both and left, but they're also talking about not being criminals as a joke. And these are niggas who actually wear white. But now the problem is when you take that joke and make it a reality, you have these other niggas in suits or these fashion niggas trying to downgrade and downplay hood niggas and how they wear or any type of attire that black people wear, which that is wrong, which I could understand that. But I'm saying like they applied that to the niggas who actually were started doing that. That's what I'm trying to say. Most like anything, street niggas will do some shit. Someone outside the street will misinterpret this shit, and now it becomes some bullshit because you didn't get where it was coming from. That's what I'm basically.
I hear you. I mean, I think that the original meaning has morphed, and we have to deal.
Does it matter to you now? Do you think that it? Does it matter? Like now we can't wear quarter zips because we are playing for the white man.
I don't think you can't. I'm just noticing this movement. And, I find white centrism to be very dangerous in Black people. I feel like when we are doing things that are white centric because we are thinking about what white people will say and how they will respond, that is corrosive to the Black soul. And I hope that people who do this are saying, I want to be more mature, I want to be more refined, I want to step up my sartorial game, and not saying, I want white people to take me more seriously.
I agree.